So, hi everybody, this is Graham with Dumpster Tech. I just wanted to show you guys the new Asus VivoTab Note 8. This is an 8-inch Windows 8 tablet. Available at the Microsoft store right now with the 32 gig configuration for $299. So it's running Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and comes with, surprisingly, Microsoft Office 2013 Home Edition, which is a pretty good deal when you think about a $299 tablet that comes with Office, which is about $100 worth of software. Now, $299 is not a bad price for an 8-inch full Windows device. This isn't Windows RT, this is full Windows 8, which means you do have the desktop experience. You can run x86 applications on there. I will say this, that when you're on the desktop, you'll notice it's a little tight to work with, but it is usable. So, kind of see, and you can do some pinch zooming and things like that in certain applications, but it's a little limited. So, what sets this apart from, say, a device like the Dell Venue 8 Pro is this really neat ability, which is right here. I'm going to slide out here. This is a Wacom digitizer. Now, this means that you can actually get about 1,000 points of accuracy on here, and it works great with applications like Microsoft OneNote, where you can actually do writing. I can kind of do this. So yeah, yay, and we'll just do the yay. Yeah, it's exciting. Now, the one problem with this pen, this Wacom digitizer, is that the one that Asus includes that comes in this silo at the bottom here is not an eraser, so you can't. It doesn't do anything. Now, if you were to take one, say, from the Surface Pro, its Wacom digitizer, this guy right here, and you were going to take its eraser, you can actually erase. You can see I'm erasing. Hey, look, there goes my Hello World. Yeah. So, or I can just do, yep, just like it. Yeah. So, yeah, so you get the eraser head option in there. So, it's the one little disadvantage. Now, if you've got a Wacom digitizer like the one that comes with the Surface Pro, or an old one like I've got on some of my old ThinkPad X60 tablets, it works fine. It's just a little annoying on this. It's probably my one con I have with this device. 32 gigs of storage, but it does have micro SD expansion. Now, on the 32 gig model, I'm understanding this from the 64, it comes with an 8 gig micro SD card already with it. Now, and it's going to be kind of hard for me to get this out one-handed. There's an 8 gig micro SD card in there that has the recovery partition, so that's why that's there. Now, taking a quick look around the device, walk around. We've got a front-facing camera and light sensor. You can kind of see here. Regular 1280 by 800 screen, 8-inch screen. So that's not too much here. On the left side, it's really hard to see because it's the black. You can see the micro SD card slot and then a start button. That's where that is right there. That's a start button. Now, on the right-hand side is a power on button on the top, and then a volume up and down rocker on the side. On the bottom, there is nothing on this. It's just completely clean. And on the top, you have got a micro SD charging port. Now, also, from what I understand, that works as if you get it doesn't come with this in the box. A micro USB to USB adapter that will work, so you can use full USB ports on there, but it doesn't come with that in the box. And then a standard 3.5mm combo headphone jack. Now, I will say this, one thing I love about this device is the fact that I can charge it with micro USB, say unlike the Surface Pro, where I've got a Surface Pro here I can kind of put by for comparison. Sorry, I'm recording this with my phone and I'm doing this all one-handed, so it's a little fun. My apologies. So, this is a Surface Pro. You can kind of see the size differences right here. Now, what I was getting at though with the charger micro USB versus like the magnetic safe on there on the Surface Pro is, the chargers, you can find micro USB cables. You probably got a dozen of them lying around for your phones, and chargers are pretty, expensive. It can work on a regular cell phone charger. It doesn't need a whole lot of amperage. It just charges slower. Surface Pro, on the other hand, is like a laptop. I've seen the chargers for this go around $70 to $80. It's expensive for a charger for this guy, but you are getting a full, i5 processor and all that goodness. Versus this guy, which is running on the Intel Bay Trail CPU. Now, but I will say this, the Bay Trail is no slugger. You can actually run videos, Adobe Flash, YouTube. I have not seen any kind of stuttering or lack of performance on this thing. The only thing that's only a little annoying every now and then is, and this is actually more of an application problem, I run into more problems using using Flipboard occasionally, where if I change the orientation on Flipboard in the Windows app, it gets a little confused versus if I was, say, to use this on an iPad. So that's the only real thing I've actually had a problem with there. So nothing too bad going on. Now, the one comment and question I always hear about these is, does it have a keyboard? It's perfectly pairable with Bluetooth keyboards. However, there is no keyboard dock as we've gone around the device. There is no port or anything like that. As far as the material versus like the Dell Venue Pro, it's not that kind of, it's a smooth kind of rubber. It's, it's not like, some people say it's grippy. I don't know if it's grippy. I mean, you're not sliding off of it. It's not that oil stuff. It does have a back-facing camera and the front-facing camera. I don't really think of these cameras as really high quality, so I wouldn't, put a lot of stock into them as far as that goes. So yeah. Now, I mean, you can kind of see it. This is a Surface Pro 1 that I've got the Asus on. I mean, it fits inside the screen there. It's a smaller device, but it is, fully usable, one-handed. It's really easy. A lot of people hold it like this. I actually like holding it on the bottom there, and actually I'm able to use that just fine, just holding it on the bottom edge here, and working with it and writing one-handed and things like that. Nice thing about this width is it's really easy to be a thumbable with the keyboard down here when you're using keyboard apps and things like that. So it's pretty usable. I actually would argue in a lot of cases for a tablet scenario it's more usable than the Surface Pro. The Surface Pro is more of a laptop replacement. It's a 2-pounder versus this guy, which I'm not even sure weighs less than a pound, I'm fairly certain. So yeah, I'm actually looking at it weighs 380 grams, very lightweight comparatively. The cameras are the 5 megapixel on the rear and an HD front facing, so pretty low res. Yep. Battery life, I get all day. They say 8 hours. I've been able to use this all day without a problem. Now, I was plugging it in because it's the end of the day when I'm recording this, but it's really good. I've been really liking it. Like I said, the only real comment I have to say is I'm really frustrated with Asus for not putting an eraser pen on this guy. That's really my one complaint. Otherwise, it's a great little performer. It's a great device. Definitely would recommend. It's a buy for me. But I probably would say go out there and spend maybe $30 and buy the Surface Pro pen if you want the eraser on there, because that's the so maybe it's a $330 device. Because yeah, this pen much better to use on there than the little stick they include. But at least the fact that it's got the digitizer layer on there, you can write, and it's pretty good there. If you got any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll try to reply to them as I can. But yeah, so this has been kind of a quick look at the Asus Asus VivoTab Note 8. Like I said, I would compare this very much to the $199 Dell Venue Pro at Micro Center, which is a great device, but like I said, lacks that Wacom digitizer. They use the Synaptics digitizer, but not a whole lot of good reviews on that if you actually read. There's a lot of problems with the Synaptics. Synaptics is kind of new to the game with digitization. There's also N-Trig out there, which has been out there a little bit longer. Synaptics is kind of the new guy, and Wacom, which has been around forever. They've been, or Wacom or Wacom, however you want to pronounce them. They've been around forever. They're making, digitizers for a lot of Windows tablets out there, like the Surface Pro, like the Lenovo ThinkPad 8 or the ThinkPad 2. One of the things I wrote about when this device got announced at CES, I was really frustrated, was Lenovo announced their ThinkPad Tablet 8, their 8-inch device, which has got a 1080p screen instead of the 1280-800, but no digitizer. And it's $100 more, so you're paying only for that screen, but you're not getting the digitizer. So $100 less, a little less resolution screen, but you get the digitizer. And for me, a Windows 8 device like this, it's great to be able to do the note-taking with OneNote, because that's really my primary function for it. But again, if you're on the desktop, it's really nice to have the fine point pen to move and manipulate those finer points, because it's a little hard to do with a finger. So I don't know. I think Lenovo really dropped the ball on not including the digitizer, and I think Asus dropped the ball with not making this an eraser. So that's kind of my quick, looking like a 10-minute review of this. So hopefully you guys like it. Like I said, put your questions in the comments, and I'll try to respond to them. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks.